Welcome to Booze and Glues, a justifiable excuse for two friends to spend time together, cross crafts off their to-do list, and, of course, drink. With glue guns and wine glasses at the ready, join Jessie Shepherd and Tabitha Davis as they attempt to simultaneously chat, craft, chug and charm. Will they consume alcohol? Definitely. Will they actually accomplish anything? Debatably. Will they bitch and complain? Inevitably. Will it be a bloody good time? Absolutely. And if things don't turn out just as planned, well, that's okay too. Because booze!
We're back. Jessie's getting lots of dog kisses. Oh, this is Booze and Glues.
I'm Jessie.
I'm Tab.
Oh, and I'm Brad.
Yeah, I looked at him so he knew he could talk. We are back to drinking red wine again tonight because I'm lazy and I didn't make any other fancy drinks.
I don't ever think about drinks, but I should start doing that.
And I feel like I want to make like drinks in the summer. You know, it's cold and you want stuff with ice and cool and refreshing and stuff.
You mean it's hot?
Yeah, that way.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Well,
but
it's hot and the drinks are cool.
Or yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But in the winter, I feel like red wine or like something warm. Those hot toddies were really good.
We're tasty.
I got a little kick on those for a minute. Actually, red wine will go great with the thing that I brought in here for us. I made my famous, literally, oatmeal chocolate chip cookies.
Ooh, as long as they're not oatmeal raisin, I'm so cool with it.
No.
Oh.
Raisins need to be like a consensual food. Like, you need to have...
Yeah.
What does that mean?
You need to have notice beforehand, and you need to agree to them.
Yeah.
Like, no surprise raisins.
Well, I was thinking because, like my boss made some oatmeal chocolate chip cookies, and you know she was trying to pass them out to people, and you know everybody kind of like cringes at oatmeal
Because they're scared there's raisins in it.
and you know she told me she's like, oh, you don't like oatmeal cookies, so I'm like, it's not that I don't like oatmeal cookies. I'm afraid of oatmeal cookies.
Mm-hmm.
I have a
Yeah,
fear.
every time you pick one up and you think, ooh, this is going to be good, and then you bite into a raisin, you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's not good.
Yeah.
So I make these cookies, and everybody loves them. They're like my staple, like base cookie. Like I never make plain chocolate chip cookies. I always make oatmeal chocolate chip cookies.
Okay.
And so I make them, and everybody loves them, and everybody wants the recipe, and they're really simple. And I give them the recipe, and they make them, and they're like, they don't taste like yours. But it's
There's just
because
something about like the original one, you know.
well, my theory is because I put pecans in them, but I don't
Okay.
put like hunks of pecans in them. I
Like
grind
grate them.
my pecans down to like almost a dust.
Oh,
When I
do
put
you
'em
tell
in.
people that when you give them the
Yes,
recipe?
I tell them you have to really, really, really like almost powder the pecans. Like you can't just chop them. But I don't think that they believe me, and they just don't do it.
That's why you got to put in the mortar and pesto.
People be lazy.
I have to tell people because you can't see the pecans in them. I always have to be like, "There's nuts in these," you know.
Yeah.
I don't want anyone to go into anaphylactic shock.
No, thank you.
But yeah, I made them. I took them to work this week, and I think 4 different people asked me for the recipe.
I will happily eat one.
So those will go good. That chocolate and red wine is a good combo.
Totes.
Like, and you know what I love about these cookies too is that they're not like overly sweet.
Okay.
Like, I think the oatmeal gives them like a heartiness, and then you know the pecan, and so
Yeah.
they're not like eating a cookie that you're like, oh no, I'm all sugared out.
Right.
They're chewy and delicious.
Okay.
I could put the recipe up if people want it. They do, trust me, they do. They do. Yeah, so we can snack on those. That'll be fun. We won't do it on mic for your benefit.
But now you
So-
told me about him. I like want a cookie.
Oh, you can do it on mic. So, crafts tonight?
So I'm gonna plan my craft. Not gonna do it, but I'm making birthday cards for like the rest of the year. Blake got kind of frustrated because he really likes to pick out cards, and I do too.
Yeah. No, I get that. And there's cute ones, and they're $5 each.
So I was like, okay, but these are gonna be funny too. So they're gonna say,
Oh, we
"Ooh,
have
got some
a
dog fight."
tiny dog fight happening. Boys.
So it's gonna say, "Oh, Ship, it's your birthday," and a picture of a
The
ship.
Hmm.
Because I just love a good play on words.
Oh, puns are the best.
And yeah, so that's what they're gonna do.
So those are for everybody. Oh, ship, it's your birthday?
Yeah, and then Blake wants the special people for us to be able to go buy cards, but I'm like, I think my
Oh.
homemade cards are special. So
Great.
we're still
Now I'm going to
fighting.
have a complex if I get a homemade card.
Well, no, because I feel like you would want a homemade card.
I would, but now I'm going to know that Blake doesn't think I'm special.
No, that's not what that would mean.
You're getting a homemade card too, Brad.
Yeah, because hello, you're gonna get one of my Ship, it's your birthday. Because to me, homemade cards are more special.
I agree.
Okay. Okay.
I agree.
But to Blake, he feels like he already picked a card out for my dad.
Has Blake ever, for your dad's birthday?
It's in July.
I know. What the heck?
He likes to pick out cards. He
Okay.
likes to card shop.
So has Blake ever made a card?
No.
Okay. Because I don't think unless you've made a card, you appreciate the value of a homemade card.
Yeah.
Because once you make a card, you're like, a lot of work goes into this one thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
So
I can
We're
see
still-
both sides.
we're still debating. But I'm going with homemade cards. And guess what? I'm the one that's going to remember people's birthdays.
There
So-
you go.
Yeah.
Boom. Done. Should sneak some of the homemade cards in for the people who he already bought cards for.
Right.
And just be like, oh, you didn't remember it was their birthday, so I just gave him one of mine.
Yep. And then, well, okay, so one thing I was going to talk just happened, but 2017, she makes all these little books that have everybody's birthdays and like anniversaries listed in it.
Nice.
They're so cool. So it's just like all the days of the world. And then there's extra lines so if somebody else gets born or whatever. And she started off with my grandma's book. And when my grandma would write stuff down, she'd like write a little note about all of us when we were born and stuff.
Oh,
So then she put all those little notes in.
that's cute.
I thought it was so sweet.
That is so sweet.
Except for, kind of ticks me off because for me, she put smiled at birth, which, okay, that's nice, right? But then for my brother, she put perfect.
Yeah, what the hell, Grandma?
I told her, I'm like, Grandma, excuse me? And she's like, you smiled at birth. It was so nice. I'm like, but I was more perfect.
Well, she could have
He
been
gets
worse, I guess. She could
perfect.
have been like, you were squishy and gross.
Slimy
I
and
mean, we were
weird.
both good-looking babies with nice heads because we were C-section, you know?
Oh, nice.
So
Nice head. So people who aren't, they're not nice heads.
Oh, you know,
Sometimes
sometimes
their
you get
heads
the
are pretty-
cone head.
pretty screwed.
No.
I mean, and
'Cause they're
especially
sitting
if
there
they do.
pushing,
Yeah, they're in the birth
and
canal
their
for a long
heads just
time.
squished
Their heads
inside of your
squish.
vagina. And remember, their skulls aren't fully formed at the top.
Yeah, there's the fontanelle. So it
So-
just overlaps.
Oh,
It
dear
takes
God.
a little while to settle back down,
Mm-hmm.
if ever.
Luckily, my cousin's kid did because, whoo, baby, his was bad.
That's a bad one.
And he
Did
ended
they
up
have
being
to
a
use
C-section.
suction?
No.
No.
He ended up being a C-section,
Not if
but
he was
she
a
tried
C-section.
so hard for so long that it didn't matter.
Yeah. Especially if they use suction, they'll get a cone head, and then they'll have that little, like, popped up welt in the shape of the cup on the very top of it, so it's, like, extra. It's bad.
Oh,
Babies.
dear goodness.
They're
Squishy.
crazy.
That's squishy.
Well, it's squishy.
But yeah, so I'm going to go through my little book and Make all the cards.
You're literally going to have them ready to go.
Yes.
Oh, I thought you were just making the cards, and then like in February you pull out a card and fill it out for so and so.
No, dude, I'm getting ready.
You're gonna fill out a card.
Yeah.
For everyone's birthday.
To Aunt so and so. Hope it's the best.
I feel like this is
Love
gonna be
Blake and
really
Jesse.
painful when somebody dies this year. When
It's
you're gonna
always
be like,
painful.
I have a card for their birthday already.
We'll put it on their grave.
I was about to say, you're just, why did you die? I couldn't give you your card yet. You know what? Here you go. You're going to need this in the afterlife. And then Blake's going to come out. No, I found a perfect card for her funeral.
I'm even gonna address that shit. So all I gotta do, look, send it.
Wow. Get some forever stamps. Get those bad boys on there.
Stamps are going up.
You know what? Just mail them now.
Say don't. But
I heard
don't
it's gonna be your
tell.
birthday in 10 months. Here's your card.
They write their birthday on it. Happy birthday on
not open until-
October.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. No, I mean, that's a good idea. You're like on top of it.
I just want it done. If I gotta think about something later on, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah. I mean, I always make it happen, but I feel like it's always this. I mean, not last minute. I usually, do things a little bit ahead of time and actually get presents and whatnot.
Mhm.
But we're all staring at my dog who is going insane on the ground right now. But it is always a little bit of a.
Like open while he does that. He's like,
He thinks he's gonna bite his ear.
okay, sorry.
Yeah, I just feel like I am always kind of panicking. Like, even though I'm getting it done beforehand, I'm still like, oh no, it's like on my mind for a week. This person's birthday is this, and what am I gonna do, and what have I got? And sometimes I buy presents way ahead of time, but it's still that like wrapping it and getting a card and doing the stuff. So I like it.
Yeah, so that's what I'm doing. I have blank cards. I have envelopes at home.
Now, last time we talked, you said something about making like boy version, girl version.
I'm not doing that crap.
I like it. I like
Same
not.
card for everybody.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Very neutral of you.
What do you
aunt and
need,
uncles
like
are
a-
gonna be like, did you get a ship card? Yep. Did you get a ship card? Yep.
I don't think anyone's gonna ask. I don't think anyone's gonna compare.
Well, but like husband and wife.
Oh
Be
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, you got the same card from Jesse? Yeah, cool.
I think my dogs are being problematic. I should make them go away.
Come on.
They're
Don't fight.
growling.
Oh, you can't have my cookie though. No. No.
Well,
So what's
I
your
was.
craft?
Oh, I was just gonna say I was not excited about like pink cards for the girls and blue cards for the boys. I don't like that.
No.
Not all girls want pink. Not all boys want blue.
Correct.
We
Oh,
both
the dogs.
we both have to have a dog on our lap. Now this is our new thing. Podcasting with dogs. Teeny little lap dogs. So my craft is a craft that I have had for a very long time and have not done. I bought this very cool cribbage board table. Like it's a end table or like a coffee table size, and at a yard sale. And I really like it, and all that's been stopping me from like getting it out and putting it in my house is that I've been wanting to paint the top white. So the legs are like a dark wood, and the whole thing is a dark wood right now. But I think I'm gonna scuff it up, paint it like white, and then scuff it so you can see the dark stain, in spots, and kind of antique it. And then I'll seal it. And
Love it.
I gotta get some pegs. I think some little dowels will work. So I'll stain those and good to go. Yeah, it was really funny when it was like an estate sale, and I'd taken the boys with me. When they were like sort of half fascinated and then also half creeped out by the fact that we were walking through a dead person's house.
Okay.
And Remy, we went back in one room, and he's like, I don't like the way it smells in here, Mom. I'm like, this is probably the room where they die.
Oh, gosh.
I'm super helpful. So, but yeah, I saw this cribbage table, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. And I like went and picked it up, And then this lady like came up behind me and she's like, "Do you know what that is even?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's a cribbage board." And she's like, "Oh, well, okay." I'm glad that it's at least going to somebody who knows what to do with it. I really wanted it, but like she wanted to get it and she was hoping she could be like, that's a cribbage board table. You don't really need that, right? And then I was like, yeah, I do know what it is. And I'm buying it on purpose. Thank you. But
That's just rude.
my dad saw it and he like loved it. I initially bought it and was like, oh, maybe I'll give it to my dad. And then I was like, no, I'm going to keep it.
No.
So yeah, my dad saw it and he was like, this is amazing. He's all excited to play with it. It'll be good to like sit on the grass in the backyard, and giant cribbage board.
Totally. That'll be really fun. I don't play cribbage, but I'll watch.
But you could.
No, thank you.
Your family's big into cribbage.
My family's crazy into cribbage. Basically, if you don't learn to play cribbage, you don't get to be part of the family. It's hardcore.
I always give my mom crap, and she like gets so mad because she like swears this didn't happen, but she ruined cribbage for me. She tried to teach me, but like was just rude the whole time, and so
I was gonna say I know she plays cribbage because she's played with my parents before.
Mhm.
Yeah,
she made it so I didn't want to learn, so I blame it on her.
I learned when I was 9. I think Jackson learned when he was 9 or 8. I think 9. And then, so Remy is all about to turn 10 and he hasn't learned yet. So we're giving him a bad time because we're like, dude, you better get on it.
You're gonna get kicked out the family, bro.
It's definitely a must in my family.
I was 30 when I learned it.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm a late
I was
bloomer.
today years old.
Where?
Work.
Oh.
You
Okay.
guys play cribbage at work?
Mm-hmm. During lunch break.
Must be. Oh, okay. I was gonna say must be nice to be an accountant.
They just can't get enough math.
Mm-hmm.
So, are you gonna go cheer Adam on dear husband on in his marathon?
Yes, because I feel like I'm legally obligated to.
You are. You signed a contract.
I mean, like, so I'm supposed to support him and stuff. I have A, no desire to go to Reading. B, no desire to sit around in Reading for 5 hours. C, no desire to sit around Reading in the rain for 5 hours. D, no desire to ride home in a car with Adam all sweaty.
E, if it's already raining, probably not going to be sweating that much.
That is a good point. Let's pray for rain. Maybe it'll like shower him as he runs.
And F, you can go run with him, huh? During the race.
I'm good. I have some crocheting I need to finish up. little
In the
things
rain?
to work on. Well, I mean, I'll sit in the car if it's like
Okay.
rainy.
You just got to be there for the beginning and the end.
Yeah, and then my dad's like, so my parents are going. So now this is like now I have to go. Like, it would be one thing to be like, well, but my parents are going to be there. So, like, if my
Okay.
parents go and I don't go, that looks lame.
Okay.
So, yeah, my dad's like, oh, I know some spots we can drive to and watch them go by. And I'm like, seriously?
No.
I have to just stare at a crowd of runners and try to find Adam? Like,
Well, that's not hard.
cool.
It's pretty tall.
Cool.
Is your mom running?
No.
Oh.
She had talked about it, but then she got injured before they did the half marathon.
Mm-hmm.
So she did it, but she ended up walking a lot of it. And so she's just been training to like be able to really run some length again,
Mm-hmm.
but not for the marathon. So,
Gotcha.
I mean, it is awesome that he's doing it.
Totally.
But I do a lot of awesome stuff that he's not around for. Like just being. No, I mean, it really wouldn't be such a like ordeal, except that I already like have to travel so much to get the boys that I'm going to be like picking them up. We're going to have one day at home, and then we're going to be driving an extra like 4 hours on that day. And then I still have to drive them up to meet their dad. So, I mean, that's like 6 hours in the car on a Sunday,
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
which is freaking intense. And they're going to be trying to kill each other
Yeah.
in the back seat, and I got to entertain them.
Wait, where are you picking them up from?
Well, no, I'm saying while we're at the marathon.
Oh.
They have to drive from Chester
Are they
to
gonna-
here on
Is it open?
Friday, and then the other way. Oh, I don't know if it's open right now. Don't worry about it. We got it handled. We do this every week. Yeah, so that's a lot of car time for a couple of preteen boys who already are trying to murder each other on the daily.
Right.
So, I don't know. It's not like my favorite thing about this weekend, but if I ran a marathon, I'm sure Adam would be there.
Prob.
I wouldn't run a marathon. What other things could I do that'd be super cool? And Adam
I have to come and watch you.
should come and be supportive of. Dude, he came while I got like the first 20 minutes of a tattoo one time and then left. That's some pain and commitment.
That's very true.
I was trying to think of something that takes a while.
That takes a while.
Because you want him to sit through it.
Right. He just bailed on me.
Mm.
I was like, okay, cool. Looks like you got this.
Have fun.
Yeah, I can't think of probably anything that's really comparative. Something you like work up to.
Gamble.
No, I don't do that.
What? Why would he go watch her gamble?
Well, something that you...
Like wait for a hot streak?
And who works up
Yeah.
to gambling?
Oh, you work up to winning money.
It's true. Okay.
Except you don't. You just lose money all the time.
That's why you pay the,
How do you
play the
think?
penny slots.
How do you think? Yeah. So when you win, you win $10.
Mhm.
Woohoo! How do you think they pay for all those fancy chandeliers and fancy
Right?
carpet?
The mob.
Brad. With your money.
No, the mob's money.
Don't
No,
think so.
your money. The mob might be profiting off of it, but it's your money for
But I-
sure.
But I don't gamble.
The mob's money is your money. Where does the mob get its money? From you.
Oh, that's true. I give the mob my money.
Yeah.
I'm like, I want to donate to a good cause. The mob.
You need protection while you're playing cribbage
Exactly.
at lunch.
Because those accountants.
Ooh.
They get
I think
crazy.
We struck a vein.
Okay, so can I tell you about what I'm trying that's a girly issue?
Yeah.
Yes.
I was trying to think of like a segue.
Very
nice segue.
interested. Hey, here's a segue. Vaginas.
Vaginas bleed once a month.
Or more often or less often.
That's true.
Sometimes.
But yeah.
More often, your life sucks.
Yeah. I've been there.
Less often, you get scared every month.
Been there too.
Depends on the flow, I guess.
Toads. Well, not the flow. The flow could be heavy or light if you bleed all the time.
But if you
True.
are like, I haven't had a period in 6 weeks, and there's no good reason for that, it's a little like your heartbeat starts racing,
Mhm.
and you're like, oh God, what is happening?
It's a good thing you're the Virgin Mary and you don't have to worry about that.
True story.
No, the Virgin Mary had that happen.
Oh, that's
That
right.
is true. That's,
Oh, no.
that's real scary. Okay, but anyway.
And she was like, for reals, what's going on?
Yeah. That would have, yeah. Except for, everybody's like, there's no way she was a virgin. It's like, you know what? If Jesus really did all these things, she probably was.
Semantics.
Okay. So, anyways, I'm trying out this new thing.
Cup.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to
Wow.
know.
I was going to say, are you putting stuff in it that you're not supposed to, like a cucumber?
I'm trying it.
I know people who love them.
so far, it's been a whole, like, what time is it? 8
Yeah.
hours.
Okay.
And I'm taking it out once. It's very difficult.
Yeah.
But I heard you become a pro eventually.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that happens sooner than later. Because that's too long in the bathroom for me.
Right.
What are you doing
Jesse,
in there? Give someone
You've
else a
been
chance.
in there for 45 minutes.
Was it quite
Almost done.
But it is a little crazy. But I'm okay with it so far.
Yeah. I feel like at times in my life it probably would have been great, but I have always had so many menstrual related problems. Like nothing about my menstrual cycle was ever normal.
Okay.
And it's pretty normal now in that I just don't really have one, like have a menstrual cycle except for every random like light spotting because I have an IUD,
Oh, yeah.
which is amazing. Now, when you first get that, it is kind of intense because you do have like a 3-month period. It's kind of
Sounds
wild.
Awful.
I mean, not everybody, but yeah, it's kind of crazy. But I don't know. Just gets it all out of the way at once. Boom, boom, done. Also, you don't want to do that if you're planning on having children at any point in the like near future.
True.
So,
I know I should have thought about that a long time ago.
right. Yeah.
But
It's one of those long-term situations.
I'm all about that. Peel every day like a dummy.
Ugh.
But it regulates people too.
Yes. But you have to like be concerned about how long you've been on it. So they put me on birth control when I was like big
Yes.
my doctor put me on birth control. I think when I was 14.
I thought you were going to say 4 for a minute. I was like,
Oh.
damn.
I was really sucking down that estrogen cow milk. Because yeah, I had like a period every 2 weeks.
Mm.
And it would be like a week long, and then I'd have a week off, and then it would start again. It sucked. So they
Sounds awful.
put me on it to regulate that. Plus, I had endometriosis, so it was like super, super painful. And so that helped with all of that. But then I was on it for like 6 years, and I was only 21. You know?
Yeah.
And so, they're like, yeah, you shouldn't be on it this long. So I'd kind of used up my time to be on the pill already.
I'm probably past that.
Yeah.
Wait, there's an expiration date for you to be on the pill?
Well, they say like once you go over 5 years, you start like increasing your rate of breast cancer. And I think
gonna get breast
cervical cancer.
So then, do they have an alternative besides
There's
the
lots of
IUD?
alternatives.
Yeah.
There's progesterone shots. There's implants. There's IUDs. There's abstinence.
That makes the heart grow
Condoms.
fonder. The pull-out method. All the things that work.
Yeah, I'm sure there's other things, and I'm not being a very good spokesperson for.
That is nothing that my lady has said to me. I call her my
Really?
lady. My lady.
My
My lady
lady.
part lady.
My lady doctor. My lady parts doctor.
Yeah.
I ask about it. I mean, maybe things have changed and they've had, because I know that, I mean, they're constantly like tweaking the formulas for birth control. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I just was, I mean, and that was fine because I like got off of it and had kids and stuff. And after I was done doing that, I was like, yeah, I'm going to get an IUD because yay, no periods.
That is cool.
Yeah. I mean, everything got better after I had kids as far as like the insanity
That's good.
and even the endometriosis, but yeah, not having like a monthly full-on menstrual
Right.
cycle is really great for somebody who has like intense pain with it, you know.
Yeah. Luckily, I don't have intense pain. So I'm trying this fun thing out, and I'm like
Interesting.
reporting to all the ladies at work because they're all like curious, and I'm like, I'll be the guinea pig. Why the heck not?
So how often do you have to...
You can leave it in for 12 hours, but they recommend not always having it in for 12 hours.
Right.
But
And-
you can.
Can you
No.
sleep with it?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
if you have it in and they all know and you're the guinea pig, then they're like, you can just say like, sorry guys, I'm still getting the hang of this thing. I've been in the restroom for a long
yeah.
time.
Yeah. Everybody but Courtney will know. Courtney probably will end up knowing.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like he gets in on all the gossip.
Yeah. Today, oh my gosh, we had the funniest conversation. So, when you become a foster parent, you have to go through this like interview process because we need to decide if you're
I
like
mean, they don't just give kids out to anyone.
correct. So they have to do like this whole home study on you, and
It's are you a good human?
right.
Yeah.
But also, it's more than that.
Your home study thing, I've heard those are like super intense. Like I don't
Oh.
think my house would pass a home study.
Yeah. Well, so
I
like-
don't have locks where the
Oh yeah. Well, your
liquids
house has to have
are
no normal house has it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and your water has to be set at a certain temperature, and everybody's is hotter than it's supposed to be,
Mhm.
so that kids can't
Accidentally burn themselves.
right.
And,
Which
yeah.
I mean, everybody's bio kids could be accidentally burning themselves all
and
the
the
time.
state does not care.
Not if I had kids, not mine. It takes forever for us to get hot water. So the kids would freeze to death before they'd
okay.
burn themselves.
I
Yeah.
thought Brad was like, not mine. My water temperature will never be set above 120.
No.
But yeah, so I one of the questions, because they ask about your parents, if you felt loved as a kid, what their like philosophies
Oh
were.
my God, I could never be a foster parent.
Well, no, it's not necessarily. They're not. Even if you had a super fucked up childhood, that doesn't mean you're out.
Okay.
It's just. It's
Because I mean,
just
we've thought about it, but then I've literally like looked around my house and been like, this place, there's no way. And it's not like I live in like a shit storm, but I'm just like, I feel like they scrutinize everything so much. They would be like,
Nobody's going in there like trying to find crap wrong with
Yeah.
your house or trying to find crap wrong with you. It's just like figuring out who you are and like what the potential is for like if you've got all
Yeah,
this trauma
they're
in
just
your
trying
past,
to
if you're going to
limit-
pass that on to somebody else or whatever. But
also, you can fuck up your own bio kids
exactly.
all you want.
But so one of the questions on there is, like, how would you rate the compatibility of your sex life with your partner, right? And so both people take this like questionnaire, both parts of the couple
Oh no.
take this questionnaire like separately, and then the social worker brings it back, and then if there's any inconsistencies in those kind of questions, they need to like ask about it.
Oh my God.
So all the time, people answer differently on that question. Like,
Right.
literally all the time. And so the social workers are always like, well, guess what? I get to go on my second interview and, like, ask them why one of them thinks they're very compatible and one thinks they're only slightly compatible, you know?
Oh, jeez.
So I was like, all I have to say is, like, if someday I become a foster parent and Blake puts, like, slightly compatible... And I find out I'm going to be pissed.
We're not going to worry about having to get foster kids because you're going to be dead.
Right. So, and I'm like, do these people not, like, talk about it? I
Well,
think that's what kind of blows my mind.
I would, I mean, I would guess that most people have no idea that question's coming.
Right, that's true, too. But yeah, so I, like, texted Blake, and I was like, if somebody asks you this question with these
I want to hear,
responses-
I want to hear what the like choices are.
I'll show you.
Oh, they do have. So you can't just. It's not like a fill in the blank.
Oh, no. It's multiple choice.
Okay.
Oh God. Fill in the blank, and they have to. This is not like the newlywed game where
I
they
know.
have to both have the
Right.
the same word.
She's totally into butt stuff.
Oh God.
So the question is, how sexually compatible are you and your spouse? And the options are very compatible, compatible, somewhat compatible, not very compatible, or incompatible.
Oh my gosh,
Oh,
who would put
geez.
incompatible?
Dude, I don't know. But yeah,
We don't like to have sex. Our pieces, they don't mesh well.
so I told Blake, I'm like, what would you say? And be completely honest, like if he thought I'd never see.
And that's the thing is both of these people think the other one will never know.
Well, and then Blake just goes, what in the world? Are you taking some sort of quiz at work?
Yes. It's in Cosmopolitan.
And then so I just gave him the backup. Like, people always answer like differently on this one, and I'd rather like know now if like
Right.
you don't feel compatible than wait for 10 years
That's
to
a
like
weird, like, how compatible
right.
are you?
I know
That's like a strange way to word it.
right, but so I'm like I'd rather know now and like we can like work on it than find out 10 years from now that you've like only felt slightly compatible for like a decade.
And then we have to have this whole thing in front of the social worker. Awkward.
And he's like, and then of course he made a joke out of it. He's like, very compatible, except for when you try to stick your finger up my butt. Because I'm always like coming behind him going like this.
Poor
Like just for
Blake.
funsies, or
Yeah, like with
Yeah.
the shorts on. I just always like.
Okay, I don't know if you're trying in that act of
No.
making
Just
love.
in a
You're like,
everyday-
I'm just gonna
He
kind
doesn't
of
want it in the bed either, but he.
He's just like, but in general, I could do without that.
Today, actually, this happened literally before I came. I went to do. And he farted at the same time. Like, he didn't even know it was coming. He's like, joke's on you.
what you
Did
get.
you just hear me fart? I'm like, yes, I did.
That's what you get.
It was pretty good. But yeah, so
That's funny.
Marriage
everybody
goals.
should talk about sex. But then, yeah, I was talking to Courtney about how I'd be really pissed if Blake said no. So then we were talking about sex with your spouse for like a while at work today.
You guys have the most
I
interesting
mean, we weren't like talking
conversations.
about like.
Literally, yes. Details.
I was like, so what's yours like?
The abstract idea of. Yes.
Yeah, so it was funny.
Man, you guys have all kinds of fun at work. Cribbage, sex talk.
You guys don't have any of these?
You get to touch people.
Okay, that was
I know.
creepier than
We
a
both-
licking the dog statement that you just said earlier.
We both just totally, completely went silent. We're like, what?
Oh yeah, you get to poke people.
Do you want to touch people at work?
No. No.
I want to not see a person at work. That would be my dream job.
Oh my gosh, I could not live
I'm
like
just
that.
kidding. I would need to see somebody, but I'd have to select very picky who that would be.
So we this week did this communication style training, and we've done it before. Like the supervisors in the clinic and business office and stuff have all done it, and they went around and did it with like every clinic and group. So our clinic was the last one to do it, so we just did that this week. And so, you know, you learn about everyone's different communication style, and then how, you know, people can communicate better and whatnot. And they're breaking it down, and the one we use is like, it's called DISC. But so all the C people are like the nerds, like Brad, you would be in there.
Yeah, thanks.
You accountant,
Yeah.
cribbage playing person, you.
I want to, like, you know, notate all the things and organize everything and and they were talking about, like, you know, these people they don't as concerned about social interaction at work and all this stuff, and our whole business office is like all people that are C, because if you like aren't that kind of person and you get put in that job, you go crazy, so you leave, you know. And so I'm like, yeah, I walk through our business office like when I'm down in Sacramento for meetings, and I mean, they're very nice people and it's nothing against them, but I look at all their tiny gray cubicles and I just am like, I would legit kill myself if I worked here. Like, I cannot even begin to imagine an environment like that. I would go insane. I don't know how anybody can work like that. And I realize that to those people, that's like what they want. But in my brain, I'm just like, how? Why? I can't handle it.
Yeah, man, just me and a computer all day. I'd be down.
I mean, I have to already right now spend more time like on computers and spreadsheets and things than I enjoy. And so I work
You're
on them.
Totally 100% people person.
Yeah, I mean, I work on them for an hour or two, and then I'm like, okay, break, and I have to get up and like go do stuff in the clinic because I just can't handle it. I don't know how. Do you deal with people all day, Brad? Not really.
Sometimes, well, a lot of the times it's mostly over the phone. unless. But we get like a lot of older clients, so I usually have to talk them through things, and especially
Because the cool young kids just use TurboTax.
no, the cool young kids don't have money.
Oh, okay.
It's the
That
rich
is very true.
old people.
It's the rich
who-
old people who are like, I need an accountant
Yeah, not the poor
to
college
organize
kid.
my books.
But they're like, I'm like, okay, you have to pay things online now. Like the government's no longer taking checks, paper
You
checks.
cannot write a personal check. Sorry,
Yeah.
Charlie.
And they're like,
And they get so
damn
frustrated,
it."
huh?
Oh my gosh! Like I had
Yeah.
to deal. I'm like, you know, I'm like trying to guide people through this like step by step. I'm like, okay, now you got to click on this button. Well, where's the button? And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like below this section. I still
But they
can't
don't
see
even
it.
know that a button is like a button to them is something on your shirt.
Yeah.
It's not the thing that you put your mouse over and it turns color and you click and then it takes
Yeah.
you somewhere. Like the whole vocabulary is just not even there.
Yeah, it amazes me because I like do this stuff for my uncle's shop all the time. He will not pay a fucking bill online. Will not.
Mhm.
There's like, because the government, I mean, a lot of the government now, they won't take checks.
Mhm.
So like, there's another tax that just happened like 6 months ago that they're like making us do online, and he's like upset about it. And I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. They're making me sign up for this and pay online.
Because people think that when something's online, it's just like out there and everybody can see it.
Right.
Like
I'm
that's
not
what
saying that nobody ever like comes in and snatches people's info.
people snatch people's mail and
Right.
checks too.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, but even for a company like us, we recently had a some kind of Russian attack.
oh geez.
Someone tried to, sneak in through the back door of our encryption. Granted, they didn't get anywhere
Stick that little
close.
finger in there.
Yeah, maybe 4. They were just trying to fist a small mouse hole, but it wasn't going to happen. So because we have a good security system, it was like, yeah, they were just basically trying to grab an IP address and then try to steal info. But it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not like it doesn't happen, but
But it happens in like the physical world too.
yeah.
And people don't stop sending checks because your check can get I mean, when I worked at the bank like a long time ago, it was all about like washing checks and and I mean they have a lot more security now, but still I'm like people do that stuff all the time.
Yeah.
It's not like unusual.
right. I worry now about I still write checks, and I'm always like, did you get
What
my
do you write
check?
checks
Yeah.
for?
The only thing
Uh,
I write a check for is my rent and my chiropractor because they like to not
Yeah.
it's a very small business and they get charged for the fees.
Right.
So I write one for those two things.
I used,
Checks last me forever.
I used to write checks for basically all my bills. I don't do that so much anymore.
I
only do it
used
for
to
my
do
rent.
that too
Like my PG&E, my insurance, all that.
15, 20 years ago.
Old
It's
school.
called automatic.
I don't do that. I don't want them
No.
to just have their little hands in my pockets.
See, he's one of the old ones.
Yeah, you are. You're an oldie.
No, I
you're
just
an
don't. I just don't
oldster.
always have the money, and I don't want them to take the money
They
I don't
warn
have.
you. You get an email like, on this day, we're taking this much money out.
Exactly. It's like I'm not gonna have that much money,
Okay, okay.
and then I don't want to be hit with that. That way I can be like, oh, the check's in the mail. You didn't get it? Oh, let me void that one and write you another one.
Oh my jeez. You can just pay it 2 days late. Most places aren't that worried.
And then sometimes, if I don't have enough money for, the stamps and stuff, I put in the address of the to and from the from as the same person. That way I mail it for free.
Oh my goodness. He isn't old.
Genius, I know.
So they return it to them.
Yep.
I've never even thought of doing that. That's so horrible.
It's 45 cents, Brad.
I don't even
I
know
didn't
what
say-
postage
I think
is.
it's 49 now. It was 40. It went down to 47, and I think as of January 1st, it went up back to 49.
I think that I have
And I
bought...
don't just know that because my husband works at the post office. I like know that.
You have postage knowledge. Postal knowledge. Top secret. What's it gonna do next, Jesse?
I predict.
It'll
will
go up
2
again.
cents.
I predict it'll go down. I think it's gonna take a lot for them to get to 50 cents because that's gonna tip some people off. You know what I mean? Like 50 cents is big. It's like that's a new number.
That's $0.50. Yeah,
Yeah, I remember when gas was $1.32.
But-
I bought gas for less than $1 before.
They also need to do something because I mean the post office they just get raises all the time.
Really?
Yeah, like they get like living
Oh, like cost
wage
of living.
raises.
They have like COLA.
all the time. Yeah,
Yeah.
like Blake
That's
will always
nice.
be like, I got a little raise like 3 cents or something. And I'm like,
3 cents.
yeah, it's very strange.
You're like, great.
I'm bitching.
Now we can afford the organic chicken. Well, I have to say I have bought Forever Stamps, like a couple packages for like Christmas and something else 2 years ago, and I'm still using the same ones.
Yeah.
Because I just don't send, I mean, maybe a card or something every once in a great while, but
I sent a boatload, obviously, for the wedding save
Right.
the dates invitations and thank you cards.
thank yous, yeah.
But I just gave Blake a stack of cards and said, please take these to work and send them.
Yeah. And
Thank
he
you.
said, you know I don't get a discount, right? Yes, I know that it doesn't matter.
That's
They
the point.
still have to get mailed.
You got that 3-cent raise. Put it to good use.
You can handle it. Yeah. No, but I mean, remember having like, you know, you'd have to go by the 1 cent stamps because postage went up, and your 23-cent stamp had to now be 24 cents, and then, you know, the
Right.
5-cent stamp, and like it being so confusing. And when they came out with those Forever Stamps, I was like, thank you. I'm done with this.
Yes. Because, yeah, I mean, they already have the money.
Yeah.
Like, it works for everybody.
And yeah, I'm not buying them up in bulk. I remember somebody being like, this is a dumb idea. Somebody's just going to buy so many stamps. And I'm like, okay.
They do go down sometimes. So,
Well-
sometimes that's not going to be a good investment.
But I'm like, what are you going to do? Go buy $1 million worth of stamps?
Right.
And then be like, oh, they went up 2 cents. I'm rich.
Sell them back to the people.
You were rich already if you bought $1 million worth of stamps. I just don't see how it's going to like return an investment that's worth anything.
Yeah.
Like, oh, the post office really didn't think this through.
Start paying everything with stamps. I
I'll
got
give
these
you
stamps.
6 stamps for that. Ooh, I'm going to do that at garage
I
sales.
was going to say yard sales.
I'm going to walk up and be like,
Little old ladies, you
"Mm,
need a stamp? Send out your birthday cards?
yeah, this looks like a 2 stamper.
I'll take this cribbage board off your hands for a pack of stamps.
Oh, I didn't pay that much for it.
What is it, like $24 or something for a whole pack?
Packs of stamps are, yeah, it's so expensive now. I think I paid like $5 for that
Nice.
table. Yeah. It was actually maybe less than that because I bought it all in a package deal with some other junk. I got my dad his super awesome
Disco ball?
Kennedy's
I was
Dead.
about to say
Oh.
the
Newspaper.
president newspaper.
Yeah. Had that same one. But yeah, I just think paying things online is just much, much easier. Get with the times, Brad.
Yeah, seriously.
Well, again, I was talking before. That was like when I was, freshman. Now I'm older. I'm an accountant. I have money to pay
I
for
was gonna-
stamps. I do pay all my bills except for one. My rent, I still pay by check.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. I was worried for a minute.
Our tenants pay us with a check, too.
Yeah, that's
Because otherwise, if
pretty
like,
normal.
Venmo me like money. That's like seems kind of weird. I don't know. Seems not professional.
You know, though, I've seen so many people doing stuff on Venmo like that.
Really?
Like their rent, booth rent at salons, like all kinds of stuff.
I mean,
That's
as long as
kinda
you get
interesting.
paid, what the hell do you care?
Yeah.
Right. Well, at this point, like, because I like to start it off not like that.
Right.
Because like I don't know if we're gonna like be friends or like
Yeah, but they seem pretty cool.
Yeah,
and
they
you can
seem
be like,
cool.
you guys can just Venmo
Well,
me. That's
They
fine.
live right behind you.
we don't hang out.
Well, I know, but I mean, it's like pop the check into my mailbox. Like whereas sending it out's probably for some people it's like I'm sending it far away.
Yeah, they don't send it to me. He'll like text me and be like, "Are you home? Can I bring you the check?"
Yeah.
But no, I see them. Well, because he works at one of the bars downtown, which we never typically like went to, but now we go to every time we go out because he always gives us like a deal or free drinks.
I haven't been invited.
And neither have I, and I've seen the photos of you
Rude.
and Heather drinking. What's that about?
Sorry.
No invites?
It's not usually a plan, and I usually don't want to go, but then I get talked into it. But so we go there, and then one night I got super drunk, and I was like, "I like you guys. We should be friends. You should come for dinner sometime."
And then you're like, shit. Now I have to cook them dinner.
well, I told Blake because I was like, "Are we like allowed to be friends with our tenants?" And Blake's like, "We were friends with Jake."
Yeah.
Like that's kind of different. I don't know.
He was your brother.
But
Yeah.
the only reason it would be a problem is if they like legit stop paying me. And I
Yeah.
don't
Or
think they're
destroy
gonna
something
do
in your
that.
house
Yeah.
or whatever. And then that's going to.
Which
It
is always
doesn't-
a problem. I mean,
Yeah, it's going to be a problem.
possibility.
It's going to be a problem regardless. And it doesn't change anything that. I mean, if you weren't friends with them, you would still be pissed and be like, give me my money.
Yeah.
And if you are friends with them, you might be a little more pissed.
Yeah. No, but I mean, honestly,
It'll hurt a little more when they screw you over.
right. No, but he's like cleaned up the yard so much.
Oh, that's
The
nice.
house looks really nice. They're doing good things. I feel kind of bad because I just feel like a lame landlord sometimes. So I
Yeah.
just like have all these plans and I haven't done anything.
What, did you promise them things?
I didn't promise them. I just said
Okay.
like, I'm like we have ideas. Do you guys want us to do projects while you're here, or do you not care?
Yeah.
And they were like, we don't care.
Yeah. Well, do projects at your house then.
Well, no, they said like we could change stuff. Well, then
Oh.
one day he asked about the sprinklers, and then we didn't get around to it, but he fixed them. So I'm like, you can like charge me, I guess, for whatever sprinkler thing you bought. But
Right. Yeah, I usually don't worry about it too much. I mean,
Yeah,
if
I
it's
don't
something
think he
that's like
does.
crazy expensive, then I'll be like, hey,
right.
I had to go buy this. Like, I'm going to take it out of the rent or whatever and send you a receipt.
Yeah,
And
I think they have pretty decent rent for what they have, so
yeah,
I
that's
don't
good.
feel like crazy bad. It's not like I'm charging them up the wazoo and not doing anything.
And then not coming over and fixing the sprinklers.
Yeah.
ASAP. That's cool.
This red wine is making my head all flush.
I know. I feel the same way. My
Lately,
cheeks.
like when I drink, I feel like lately I've immediately like even the first couple sips, my face is like already getting red.
My cheeks are toasty.
You guys
What
are like
about you?
Asian ladies.
That is not as racist as it sounds.
I went full puss mode yesterday at the Bear.
Yeah?
We did not go out. Okay,
Yeah, sure.
we just got a burger,
And a beer, couple of them with some friends.
one beer.
Did you get a Jiffy Burger?
And Heather invited me. I did get a Jiffy Burger for the first time.
it's so good.
It's delicious. I don't think I'll go back to my grilled cheese one. I mean, the grilled cheese one's really good too, but that was a game changer.
Yeah. Do you get a grilled cheese one where they do the grilled cheese and the burgers in the middle?
Yeah.
Just have them slap some peanut butter on that shit. Oh.
Interesting. Excuse me. Interesting. But no. Oh, I got it. I got an Angry Orchard. I always feel so lame ordering that at the bar.
A cider? There's nothing lame about that.
Well, especially an Angry Orchard. Like, I feel if I were to get like a real like,
respectable lady.
I just didn't feel like a beer. There's just
Yeah.
some days where I'm like, that's not doing it for me.
No,
right
I know. Yeah, I won't order like a cider like that in a bottle usually, but if they have something on tap,
Oh, it
I'll
was on
order a
tap.
cider.
now. It was Angry
Okay.
Orchard on
Yeah,
tap.
I think that's fine. That's not
Can I
horrible.
have your hardest mics, please?
The really hard one.
Did I tell you I'm like obsessed with Booch beer?
What's that?
Oh my gosh, it's kombucha
Oh,
beer.
kombucha beer. I did. You mentioned it, I think. I have not tried it, but I feel like
Let's go to the Commons.
I love kombucha. I love beer. Why would I not love them together? Also, one of my favorite
It's just like a cider.
kombuchas is hop and grapefruit. So I mean, I'm halfway there.
True.
Yeah, I got to try that. And the Commons is the one where they do by
Yeah.
ounce. Yeah. We need to do that.
We should go.
We
Because
should
they have a
plan
whole
that.
wall of ciders
That sounds fun.
and a booch beer.
I'm down for the booch beer. I might try other things, not just ciders.
And it's just kind of fun. You feel kind of fancy putting your little wrist thing up there.
That is pretty high tech. Can you handle that, Brad?
I don't. Am I doing this right? Somebody help me.
Heather and I got like super hit on one night. I told you guys that story.
Yes,
That's the one
you
with the dog,
did.
the dog guy.
Yes.
That was the best.
Yeah, we gotta go check it out. Actually, Haley was telling me that she goes there and she said she always like pours and then pours so much foam and then she'll like go up to the guy and be like, I suck at this. And he's always really nice to her. So I think maybe she knows somebody down there. But yeah,
It's a pretty classy joint.
I'm willing to check it out. Last time I drove by it, it was so busy that I was just like, ew.
It wasn't crazy busy when we went.
Yeah. So we need to find like a chill night to do it
Let's go, bitches.
right now.
Done.
Well, that's the problem. We can't ever go like on a weekday because Blake's gotta
Like
be
has to go to sleep so early. I know. Well, Adam usually does too.
Okay, this
He
is
has all the
one
traveling.
One more story. This
Yes.
is so embarrassing. So the other day, yesterday, Blake calls me at work, and he's like, he always tells me when he's off of work. This is kind of sweet.
That's adorable.
Yeah, and then
Did his mom make him call her when he was out of school or like home from school?
I don't know, maybe yeah, I don't know, but he's always like, it kind of makes me mad because every time he calls, he's like, hey, what's up? I'm like, you fucking know what's up. I'm at work.
What's up is I'm working.
Every time I said I'm at work.
You should just start giving him like wild scenarios.
I'm pooping on the roof today.
Dude.
So yesterday he was like telling me about something, and he's like, oh, remind me like next time we hang out to like tell you this, and I was like, next time.
Next time we hang out. He wants to show you in real life. He has like hand gestures?
And he said, next time we hang out. I was like, you can tell we don't see each other very much. 'Cause
Yeah.
You're like, we have to plan conversations for the next time we hang out. I'm like, I told him, like, what are we, like, besties? Like, we gotta, like, plan times to hang out. Like, we fucking
Yeah.
live together.
No, that's grown up life, I feel like.
It was just funny. He's like,
Adam and I never see each other unless we like plan to go somewhere to do something.
No.
I mean, in passing, like, but he leaves before I do. I go to bed after he does. You know, like,
You guys don't have dinner together?
not usually.
Oh, because he gets home late, huh?
He gets home late. I usually am hungry before he gets home, so I'll eat something, and then I've got plans and things to do and errands to run, and then he runs or goes to the gym, and then he comes home and eats and showers and goes to bed, and then I'm up till midnight, and then he leaves at 6 in the morning, and
That is the one thing we have is we eat together
that's good.
every day.
That's nice.
Unless I'm at my grandma's, then we don't eat together.
Yeah.
I tried to get him to come over for dinner, but he like wasn't down. He does not like hanging out with my crazy grandma.
Oh.
Not that he like doesn't like it, but like he's like, I just like rather be home. Like not because she gets all crazy and then I'm all crazy and
Right.
it's just kind of crazy. So I get it.
A little stressed out.
And
This is fun, Blake.
and it's his night to have his steak and potatoes because I don't typically make steak.
Oh. So he just makes himself steak and potatoes.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
He told me. I asked him what he was gonna do, like if when there's a day I don't have to watch my grandma. He's like, you're gonna have to find a hobby.
Okay.
He's like, I need my Tuesday man nights. I'm like, okay.
We'll just switch recording. and we'll record earlier.
Okay, so I'm done.
All right.
Go
Well,
enjoy your lives, everybody. Send cards to your loved ones.
yeah, and
It's a nice
It
gesture.
doesn't matter if they're the same one. It's the thought.
No, maybe I'll come up with 2 designs.
Why? Like one for girls, one for boys? I don't
No,
like that.
just like 2 designs.
Just so
Like one
you
that
could
says like,
send.
"Oh ship, it's your birthday," and one that says
Oh, sheep, it's your birthday.
like, get naughty, nautical. You know?
Oh,
Why is this boat themed?
get naughty.
Well, I just
Because
figured
she
I'd
bought a boat stamp, Brad.
No, I didn't.
Do you,
I
I
just
probably
saw-
have one.
I just saw it on the Pinterest.
Oh,
Like, I made this cute little thing I'm gonna cut out of paper.
adorable. It's a ship.
Oh, shit.
Get naughty. It's your birthday.
And I'll do like one of the little ship wheels. Oh my god, that's what I'm gonna do.
That's cute.
Because then when I send my aunt and uncle, and my cousin all live together, so they're all gonna be like, "Did you get a ship card? Did you get a ship card? Did you get a ship card?" Yeah. So at least now there'll be 2 different ones.
You gotta think of one more interesting ship pun. Did you see the get naughty one on Pinterest? You just came up with that.
I saw it on Pinterest.
Oh, I
You
was
think
like,
I come up with shit?
shit, Jesse.
No.
Her pun game is on point.
Let's just look for ship puns.
Ship.
What'd you do at the end of this podcast, Brad? Well, I just kind of sat around and looked up ship puns.
I'm trying to think of something. Did I tell you guys about all the cheesy jokes Adam made?
He made jokes.
When I was, so the boys, I bought them pepperoni beef jerky, and it's in like a triangle shape package. And so I was like, oh, I'm gonna give this to them with their Valentine's. I gotta think of some kind of like pizza pun. And Adam like gets this like real serious look on his face, and I'm like, you don't have to think of a pizza pun. There's Pinterest. Chill. And he's just like all quiet, and I'm like checking out and everything, and then he goes, and I'm like, oh god, what is happening? And he says, will you be my Valentine? I'm really pepperoni. And I just was like, why is this happening? And the cashier is like staring at me. And I was just like, dude, I like don't get embarrassed, but this is almost embarrassing. Like, you're a dork. Stop. And I was like, okay, let's go. Like, I'm going. And he's like, what? Too cheesy?
Oh no.
I was like, oh my god, this is not great. I appreciate a good pun, but oh man, that was ridiculous.
We could do seize the day.
Eh.
It's your birthday. Oh, yeah, boy.
Yeah,
your
boy. That's cute. And that's the third one.
Yeah, I got 3 cars, all
No.
ship themed.
Oh, gosh.
All right, people. You can find us on all the social medias. You know, send us a message or something. We get on there every once in a while.
We'll even take the pigeon message. Just send it out.
Pigeon. No, Brad's an old.
Don't send me no pigeon.
Brad's an old.
Don't pay your bills with checks, and don't send me a fucking pigeon. Okay?
Life lessons. Instagram, pictures of crafts. Twitter, links to the episodes. Sometimes we say stuff or like stuff or retweet stuff. You can DM us on there. Facebook, we're never on it, but we do post.
I get emails all the time that's like, your followers haven't heard from you in a while.
It's because we're never on it. But we do post our episodes on there, and I try to keep up on putting pictures on there as well so people can see the crafts we made. Same thing with Pinterest. We try to get pictures up there too. And yeah, that's about it. Like us, follow us, share us.
Love us.
We love you.
Yeah, boy.
Drink up.
You have craft to do.
Bye-bye.
Seize the day.
Bye.